Alright, we begin the middle of the match two with Silas versus Sake. And it looks like Silas is going first, and he is on Mono Black Control. We see an Omnixilus in his hand, a Lash Ride, an Underworld Connections, and Mutilate, and a bunch of Swamps. Out of Sake over here, we see a red green deck, and this is a Wolf Skull Shaman with Kinship, which is an Elf Shaman. We see more Shamans with Element, or the Rage Forger Elemental Shaman. Two of those, in fact, a Spark Jolt, a Dragon Master Outcast, and a Shock, as well as a Gruul Turf in his hand. So we are definitely growing red green Shamans versus Mono Black Control. What a match. Let's get right into it. So Silas takes two here as we come across the line with Wolf Skull Shaman. We drop a Dragon Master Outcast. Um, and we're off to the races. It looks like we're going to go back over to Silas's turn. Silas draws into a Witch's Cottage. Looks like he wants to control three swamps before he plays that, which is his third swamp he is putting into play. So that Witch's Cottage would be active next turn. But he doesn't have any creatures in his graveyard, so it's not much elf right now. So he might want to wait for a while to use this specifically. But he does have a Mutilate to stop all this early pressure. But he might want to wait a little bit. The Underworld Connections is really going to give him some card advantage and allow him to dig deeper in and find those kill spells he's looking for. It looks like the Kinship Wolf Skull Shaman hit another Wolf Skull Shaman off the top, triggering its Kinship ability, making it 2/2 Wolf, and then gets in for 2. 1, that's 3 damage coming across. Silas goes down to 15. Silas goes ahead and untaps. He draws into a Gatekeeper Malakir, which is really good. And it looks like Gatekeeper's coming down tapped. Now he plays a Mutilate, actually, and goes ahead and gets rid of the whole bunch. Well, now it appears that we're back over to Sasuke's turn. Draws another land. That land will come into play tapped, but Sasuke can still play the Rage Forger if he wishes. And I do believe that is what's coming down right here. Oh, that's a bounce land. Okay, so he had to bounce the forest back to his hand. But he still got 3 mana to play with Rage Forger, which he does not. Does not look like he wants to play his Rage Forgers into a ton of black control. Obnexilus comes down and it looks like he ticked up, which will draw you a card and lose a life. So we got a Swamp, another World Under Connections. We still have the Last Riot and the Witch's Cottage from before. No big deal. Obnixilus is definitely a card advantage engine, and that's what you want in Mono Black Control. Being able to draw 3 cards a turn, it's going to be hard for Sasuke to come back from that. Even sandbagging these Rage Forgers to where he can chain them out. And we have another lane coming to play, Cinderglade. It comes into battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. He does not, so it came into play tapped. Down comes the Malakir, forcing Silas to sack a Rage Forger. Shock on, I'm assuming, yep, the Malakir goes down to the Shock. The Gatekeeper, that is. Now we drew into a Lightning Bolt. Ooh, that probably took up a lot of budget. Remember, again, this is a $20 tournament with a $5 sideboard, hosted by Tyler and the Homebrew crew. I will definitely have a link to them in the description. You can go check them out on Facebook. You can check me out on Facebook. I'm Will from Magic the Friendly Tavern. We kind of got in here hot and fresh, but we were waiting till last minute, so we, could get you the action. Which again, these guys might take a time extension because we had to wait, had to get everybody set up in the game. I told them to, and hopefully it's granted. I don't want to interfere too much with the tournament, but we had a little issue getting everything coordinated. But hey, we're here now. We're having fun. That last rise came down. It has a germ equipped with a 0/0. But it gets +1/+1 for each swamp you control. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that thing is a 7/7 right now. That is scary. No lightning bolt's going to take that down. So we see a Burning Tree Emissary come in, which when it does, you add red green to your mana pool, which gives me 2, which makes this only cost 1 basically to come down. So this is basically like a free creature because it pays for itself. Then Rage Forger comes down after that, and we see another kicked Gatekeeper of Malakir come down, causing the sacrifice. Gets rid of the Burning Tree Emissary. Another Lashwrithe coming down. Apparently so. Well, isn't that interesting? There are now 2 7/7s in play. Lead the Stampede out of Sasuke. So last time for him to drum up something. He gets an Elvish Visionary. He plays the Elvish Visionary. I think he was put to 13. I think this attack last turn is what I missed. And so Elvish Visionary, Dream of Carves, another bounce land's not looking good for Sasuke. This deck is nasty for being $20. Okay, it looks like that was game 1. It looks like we're going to go to the next game. We're definitely seeing some sideboarding action here. Just stay tuned, please. This will be back before you know it. Wonderful decks on show tonight. Wonderful decks on show. We have seen a mill deck. We have seen a red-blue Spellslinger deck. We've seen a mono-black control deck. We have seen a red-green aggressive deck. Oh, what a wonderful showcase of decks. Alright, and the hands are revealed to me. I see a Blood Chief's Thirst, a Victim of Night, a Gatekeeper of Malakir, 3 Swamps, and Mutilate from Silas. And then we see an Elvish Visionary, a Reclamation Sage, a Cinderglade, a Burning Tree Shaman. The Cinderglade is in play, so is a Swamp. Burning Tree Emissary, the Harmonic Prodigy, and a Wolfskull Shaman, which drew into a mountain. Down comes Elvish Visionary, I can imagine. No, he plays Harmonic Prodigy first. So if he plays Wizards, triggers the ability an additional time. You didn't see any Wizards. Shaman or Wizard. Oh, now I get it. But Blood Chief's Thirst takes care of that threat. Alright, let's see what happens next. I'm a big fan of Burning Tree Shaman. This thing was a house back in the day of Modern. When Modern first started, or when actually in Standard before Modern started up, around the time Modern started up. Burning Tree Emissary was Wolfskull Shaman into Flame Tendrils. Ooh, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Creature would die this turn, exile instead. So these shouldn't be in the graveyard, these should be exiled. But it's no matter. He's red-green. I doubt he has any recursion. But just in case, these actually should be in exile. Just keep that in mind, people. This is nothing but a handful of kill, and that Gifted Aetherborn, which is a Death Touch Lifelink 2/3 for 2 mana. That's pretty good stat line, and double abilities, Death Touch and Lifelink being 2 relevant keywords. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We see another Elvish Visionary drawing into a Lead to Stampede. Maybe we can get something started here. In comes Silas with his Gifted Aetherborn. Alright. Drawn into a mountain on Sasuke's turn. Sasuke is tapping 3, going to go ahead and play the Rage Forger. Put a +1/+1 counter on each other shaman you control. So he gets those become 2/2s, this becomes a 3/3. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may have it deal 1 damage to target player or planeswalker. That's nice. So we are going to have a block with Gifted Aetherborn onto the 2/2 Wolfskull Shaman. So the 3/3 does kill the 2/3, but of course they exchange. Silas gains 2 life. Then he plays a Mutilate, takes out the Rage Forger and the 2 Elvish Visionaries with counters on them. Autumn's Veil, that'd be nice. It's pretty good sideboard tech against a mono black deck. Yeah. We see Leads to the Stampede come out. They grab another Elvish Visionary and they reveal a Wolfskull Shaman. What is this? Any number. So I get both. That's pretty good. So at least I get 2 cards for 1. At 3 mana, it's not a bad rate. It's like a divination. They go ahead and play the Wolfskull Shaman out. Oh, there's still murder in that hand. There goes another kill spell to get rid of that, which is the Gatekeeper Malakir Kicked, which makes him sacrifice a creature. Well, he has 1 creature out, so he has to sacrifice that 1. Again, we see an Elvish Visionary to draw a card. Now we've got 3 Sages of Reclamation. It looks like Silas may have preempted these Reclamation Sages and took the artifact out, the giant Lashrise that we saw last turn. That's so. That was smart sideboarding. We see a Delve into a Gurmag Angler, which is a 5/5 for cheap, really cheap here. Yes, there goes the Delve. It's going to be hard to get around that 5/5. Taps 3 mana, and we're probably going to see Burning Tree Shaman comes down. The 3/4. And he left 3 mana up. Do these have flash? No. I would have played out a Reclamation Sage and then threatened to block with the 3/4 and the Reclamation Sage on the Gurmag Angler. But he didn't know he had another Gatekeeper Malakir plus 4 removal spells in his hand. No creature strategy at this point is going to live long enough to get through. Silas pretty much wrapped this game up, and there's no problem with that. That's what a mono black control deck is supposed to do. You know, really what you need is to counter the spells in a mono black control deck, and not so much the creatures. Mid-range can survive a little better against something like this, but this is pretty bad matchup for Sasuke here. Red Green does have some black hate, but it's few and far between. Usually they hate on blue a lot better than they do the black aspect. So being mono black kind of throws it off. You know, the Autumn's Veil's just not as good. Something like Wrath and Vigor would be good here. Wrath and Vigor definitely would have helped a little bit, but that's it. I do believe that's going to be 2 games in a row for Silas, and that's the end of the match. And as soon as I confirm that, we will go. Yes, I do believe both people have left the game. Silas has left the game anyways. My name is Will from Magic the Friendly Tavern in association with Tyler and the Homebrew Crew. I brought you round 2 of the tournament, and that's it. Happy pack pulls, and as always, happy games.